How are you doing? We welcome you all to an interesting comparison between two devices, Lumia 550 and Lumia 525. So why we are comparing these two devices is to just understand how the Lumia design has evolved or changed over years. Lumia 525 was one of the device which came around that time with 1 GB RAM, even in spite of being the budget device. So it was like a 520 variant with 1 GB RAM. Lumia 550 comes with 1 GB RAM and a new Snapdragon budget end processor. So it's obviously we just wanted to understand whether the latest processor had resulted in some kind of advantage in terms of performance or how the software behaves, because both are running Windows 10, as you can see. So for keeping the fight fair, both will be running Windows 10, and we will then try to find out or figure out how actually the processor or the OS behaves in the combination on a two generation old device and a latest device. So starting with a design kind of comparison between the designs of the two devices, we'll see how the design has evolved or changed. So here you can see Lumia 525 and Lumia 550 in comparison to each other. Lumia 550 obviously has advantage of a bigger display, larger display than Lumia 525. But if you compare the design of Lumia 525 and Lumia 550, then Lumia 525 had a design which was liked by many. I remember many of my friends telling me that Nokia has done a great work by keeping the design nearly as good as on the flagships like Lumia 920. So people liked the design of Lumia 525 a lot, and I had lots of feedback from many of my friends. But for Lumia 550, you don't. Still, if you can compare, you can compare the design to Lumia 950, because even Lumia 950 does not come with some any mind-blowing design like earlier flagships had. But in comparison to Lumia 525, it feels a bit chunkier to me. If you take both in hand, then you will feel much better holding a Lumia 525 than holding a Lumia 550, because of the back design. And we can imagine if the same Lumia 525 design could have been kind of expanded or made bigger to be a Lumia 550, perhaps it could have been better, because in the hand, the feeling of Lumia 525 is much better than Lumia 550, and it is obviously more in weight, it feels lighter. But there is one more thing, it has a camera button which it misses. But then again, you go here, you'll see a flash on Lumia 550 which is not there on Lumia 525. So perhaps a fair fight, but we still hope that Microsoft could have made the budget and design. They could have not changed it. They should have not changed the design of the budget, and this design was quite good actually. Anyways, Lumia 550 design is not even bad. I think it's very solid actually. It gives a solid feel to you. Yeah. But then, the beauty is in the eye of beholder. So many may like its design better. But for me, it's still. So this is how they look like together. And when you compare them, it looks like this. We just showed it to you. Now, comparing the performance part, that is what is perhaps more apt to compare between two, how the processors make them different. As you can see, the app scrolling, etc. So if you compare these things, I think both are quite good. Lumia 550 may feel a bit. I would not like to comment here because too early to say that. But you can be a better judge. You can tell us how you feel. Okay, let's go to settings and see. Okay, we can check the how the action center behaves. Okay, now let's send them back to background and let's see how the multitasking works on both. Actually, if you ask us, it seems that both are quite similar in terms of response to different things like multitasking, opening apps, opening settings, UI navigation, etc. Not much difference to be seen anywhere. In some areas, like perhaps opening the settings, etc., there may be a bit advantage to Lumia 550, but there is not much difference, which can be very significant to discern. So quite same actually. Let's go to check. Let's check the browsing part. Maybe there we can see something, some kind of difference. Here we go. So now you can see that response times are quite similar. We can scroll with similar ease. We'll do a bit more panning, zooming, etc. So they are nearly equally easy in panning and zooming, etc. So even browsing wise, they are quite similar actually, similar kind of response time, etc. Not much difference basically. So here we are talking about a Lumia 525, which is a second generation or two generation old Lumia, as compared to Lumia 550, and I mean both run Windows 10, and surprisingly both respond in similar, nearly same way to whatever we try to do with them. Here we are checking browsing, it's nearly same, not much difference basically. Let's open the cameras on both. Let's see how the camera, fast or slow, how it opens. Okay. We can snap one or two pictures and we can check. And Microsoft asks you to rate it. Bit annoying at times. So camera wise, it seems that Lumia 550's camera is bit faster than Lumia 525. It's fractional difference, but still it may be faster. So as you could see, in our hands-on comparison of Lumia 550 and Lumia 525, that performance-wise there are no major or not much changes or like difference between a Lumia 525 and Lumia 550 when both run Windows 10. So basically we have seen browsing, we have compared multitasking, we have seen opening the apps, etc. So most of the times both are like quite equivalent, not many difference. So with that, we come to end of this comparison. Do let us know if you want compare the two devices in any other way. But for now, keep watching, stay tuned.